Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, clashes after a new shooting in Minneapolis, the urgent return from space, a huge return to the sea, where we are live in Florida, and giant news for Big Blue. Chaos on the streets overnight. Clashes in Minneapolis after another shooting by an ICE agent. This morning, what Homeland Security is saying as the mayor calls for calm.
And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful.
Plus, new videos raising questions about the tactics of some federal immigration agents.
Can you put the guns down? There's kids in this house.
Tension in the Middle East. After weeks of bloody protests in Iran, the largest U.S. military base in the region asking some personnel to leave. This morning, what President Trump is saying about the killing and the execution of protesters.
Breaking overnight.
Splashdown of Crew 11.
The astronauts' urgent return to Earth just hours ago after the first ever medical evacuation from the International Space Station.
Winter storm strike overnight. More than a foot of snow falling in some areas. In Indiana, a 30-car pileup closing roads. Plus, the freeze alert in Florida. Matt Rivers is in the snow, and Ginger's tracking the forecast across the country.
Showdown over Greenland. President Trump renews his call for the U.S. to acquire the island after top officials from Greenland and Denmark visited the White House. This morning, what we know about Operation Arctic Endurance.
New overnight, the massive outage for millions of Verizon customers. Officials saying some people couldn't even call 911. Now, what Verizon is saying and what caused the major problem.
Timothy Busfield makes his first court appearance, held without bond on child sexual abuse charges, and the actor and director faces new allegations.
New details about what led to 24 actor Kiefer Sutherland's arrest after he allegedly threatened and assaulted an Uber driver. What reportedly happened in that car.
Food fight. The chain's launching new meal deals. How low can they go to win back customers?
Giant news? Who might be the Super Bowl winning coach set to take over Big Blue? And more big news. We are live with a huge moment for some extraordinary creatures.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. As you see, it is a special morning. Those 4 sea turtles are being reunited with the ocean after being rescued and rehabilitated at a veterinary hospital in the Florida Keys. Yeah.
That is coming up. Also, Matt Rivers is standing by in Indiana. We see him right there as Ginger is tracking a series of winter storms.
But we're going to begin with tensions rising again in Minneapolis overnight. Demonstrators clashing with police after another shooting by an ICE agent. Homeland Security says the officer shot a man who fled during a traffic stop and then began attacking the officer along with 2 other people. Faith Abube is on the scene for us with the latest. Good morning to you, Faith.
A good morning to you, Robin. Angry protesters spilled onto the streets of North Minneapolis last night, shortly after the shooting, the situation devolving into chaos, people throwing rocks and fireworks. And this morning, President Trump now threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act, which would allow him to deploy U.S. forces into Minnesota. Overnight, violent crashes between federal agents and protesters in Minneapolis after a federal agent shot a man during an immigration operation. According to the Department of Homeland Security, a federal law enforcement officer shot a Venezuelan man who they say fled a traffic stop and then attacked the officer, adding that the officer fired to defend his life, hitting the man in the leg. The department also saying 2 other people assaulted the officer with a snow shovel and broom. The injured man is in custody. He and the officer were taken to the hospital. The scene quickly descending into chaos. Smoke and flashbangs filling the night sky. Agents deploying chemical irritants as demonstrators sent fireworks in their direction. ABC ABC affiliate KSTP was on the ground as crowds gathered around the city.
The smell of those chemical irritants is definitely in the air. You can see a group of ICE agents right now. It looks like they have at least one person in custody.
This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further.
Officials calling for peace, acknowledging the city is on edge.
For those that are taking the bait, you are not helping, and you are not helping the undocumented immigrants in our city.
It comes 1 week after the fatal shooting of 37-year-old American citizen and mother Renee Good. The incident sparking protests, violent scenes playing out on a daily basis, agents firing pepper spray, dragging people from cars. This newly released video shows the frantic moments as heavily armed federal agents used a battering ram to enter an immigrant family's home in Minneapolis.
Can you put the guns down? There's kids in this house. There is kids in this house. Show the warrant first.
37-year-old Garrison Gibson, an immigrant from Liberia, was facing removal for a decade-old drug conviction. But his lawyer says he has been checking in with authorities for years.
So if he's this dangerous person, then why are they letting him walk around?
And the Minneapolis mayor saying the situation here on the ground with thousands of federal agents here is simply unsustainable. He says his officers are working tirelessly to respond to the chaos instead of focusing on their daily 911 calls. George.
Faith Aboubi, thanks. Latest now out of Iran. President Trump says he's been informed that Iran is holding off on executions of protesters after the U.S. warned American personnel at a U.S. base in the Middle East to leave. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pennell is reporting from the region. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. 3 weeks of protests, thousands killed and detained. And now President Trump saying he's received a promise that Iran will stop the killing. But questions remain about what happens next.
This morning, rising tensions. The largest U.S. military base in the Middle East putting some personnel on standby to leave. As Iran temporarily closed its airspace, Flight Radar 24 showing the nearly empty skies over the country amid fears of U.S. military strikes on Iran. After 3 weeks of protests against the Iranian regime, more than 2,600 people, most unarmed civilians, have been ruthlessly killed, according to human rights activists, with more than 18,000 imprisoned. Now, President Trump saying the killing and the execution of protesters has stopped.
We have been informed by very important sources on the other side, and they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place. There was supposed to be a lot of executions today, and that the executions won't take place.
One young man set for execution, 26-year-old Irfan Sultani. His cousin, Samaya, telling ABC News these execution verdicts are issued overnight with no warning. She says Irfan always felt he shouldn't stay silent and would stand among the people. Under growing pressure, this morning, Iran's judiciary confirming Irfan will not face the death penalty, although he will still be charged. The Iranian foreign minister telling Fox News no hangings are planned, and with a stern warning to President Trump.
My message is do not repeat the same mistake that you did in June. If you try a failed experience, you will get the same result.
Warning the US not to attack as it did last year when it targeted Iran's nuclear facilities.
Well, this is the most significant period of turmoil in Iran since the revolution 47 years ago. President Trump says Iran will stop the killing, but he's also told people to continue protesting. And many are going to have little confidence the regime won't use deadly violence again if they do. Michael?
Yeah, as you said it, Ian, a lot of turmoil there. Thank you. We're going to go now to a blast of heavy snow sweeping across the Midwest with winter alerts from Michigan to western New York. Matt Rivers is in South Bend, Indiana with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. From a very snowy downtown South Bend, Indiana, we got absolutely hammered overnight with this lake effect snow really sitting over the city for hours on end. We were looking at snowfall rates up to 2 inches per hour, and you can see what's left over. There's probably at least a foot of snow on the ground here, if not more in other areas. We really got hit hard. And the result of all this, of course, is snowy roads, icy roads. Those conditions not only here on the local roads, but also just a few miles from where we are. The Indiana Toll Road, I-90, got clobbered by this snow. A pileup, some 30 cars involved in an accident overnight that ended up shutting down that highway for a while. I drove on that road overnight. Very, very rough conditions there. This whole area really getting hit quite hard. Robin?
That's right. When the snowplow goes off the road, you know it's a bad scene, Matt. Thank you. Ginger has the track. The timing of all this snow?
Those snowplows are going to be busy. This pattern that we are stuck in is like a huge lake effect snowmaker for all of the regular places that get it. Let's start in Cleveland, where they've had about 25 inches of snow so far this season, which is average to date. But they're in a lake effect snow warning, so Shaker Heights had about 7 inches, just east in Ashtabula County up to 10 inches, and another 2 to 8 until 7 p.m. later tonight. Now, it's not alone, right? Cleveland along I-90 up to Buffalo. We're seeing the snow through this afternoon. And then tomorrow morning early, Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay gets the next system coming through. So as these come through, remember, the lakes are still relatively warm. And so the cold air comes over, and it's really cold this morning in places like Cleveland. But we'll see those temperatures and then the lake effect snow. And actually a system move through on Saturday that could bring us a little precipitation. Looks like Philadelphia, New York, right on the rain snow line. George.
Okay, Ginge, we're going to get the latest now on President Trump's push to acquire Greenland. After a White House visit by officials from Greenland and Denmark, the president is still insisting that the U.S. must have full control of the island despite opposition from Greenland, Denmark, and our NATO allies. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And that high-stakes meeting between the Trump administration and officials from Denmark and Greenland ended with the United States only digging in, even as our allies warned that seizing Greenland would destroy NATO.
This morning, President Trump renewing his call for the U.S. to acquire Greenland.
We need Greenland for national security, so we're going to see what happens.
Top officials from Denmark and Greenland traveling to Washington, meeting with the Vice President and Secretary of State. But the high-stakes meeting appeared to make little progress. A Danish official declaring that a fundamental disagreement still remains.
We didn't manage to change the American position. It's clear that the president has this wish of conquering over Greenland. We made it very, very clear that this is not in the interest of the kingdom.
Hours before that meeting, President Trump insisting NATO would be stronger with Greenland in the hands of the United States. Adding anything less than that is unacceptable. For weeks, the president has been ramping up his rhetoric, saying one way or another, we're going to have Greenland, and has not ruled out using military force to get it.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Denmark, a NATO ally, has made it clear they're happy to work with the United States to bolster security in the region.
But that doesn't mean that we want to be owned by the United States.
The country now taking preventative measures to deter the U.S. from acting, expanding its military presence on the island and asking other NATO allies to help. Overnight, a Danish plane arriving on the island for a military exercise. Here at home, there is little to no support for using America's military to take Greenland. A new poll shows 86%, including nearly 70% of Republicans, oppose doing so. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell warning that if the U.S. goes after a NATO ally, it will be incinerating the hard-won trust of loyal allies. Other lawmakers agreeing.
Military action against Greenland would be the most serious national geopolitical mistake this country could make and would weaken us.
So the president's still not ruling out using military action. So our European allies have now responded with Operation Arctic Endurance, which means as of this morning, troops from France are now on the ground in Greenland. More troops will follow from other European countries, including Germany and Norway, George.
And Rachel, the president's going to be meeting at the White House today with the Venezuelan opposition leader.
Yeah, in just a few hours, George, President Trump will be meeting with Maria Corina Machado. Her party is credited with winning the last election, but she was blocked from taking power by Maduro's regime. President Trump has insisted that Machado does not have enough respect to run Venezuela. So instead, he has been working closely with Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, saying the United States has maximum leverage. So today, Machado really trying to curry some favor. She has even suggested that she will share her Nobel Peace Prize with the president, something President Trump has long wanted. And just one more headline, because despite all that bipartisan outrage over the way the administration handled Maduro's capture, overnight, Senate Republicans blocked a resolution that would have required President Trump to get congressional approval before pursuing any military action going forward, George.
Right, that was a reversal from last week. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. We're going to go now to the massive cell service outage for some Verizon customers. The highest reported concentrations were in New York City, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Houston. Elizabeth Schulze joined us with the latest. And Elizabeth, overnight, Verizon said it resolved the issue?
They did, Michael. Good morning. Verizon says that widespread outage was resolved around 10:30 p.m. Eastern last night after more than 10 hours where many customers couldn't make calls or send texts. So starting around noon Wednesday, some people started seeing SOS mode on their phones with no cell reception. The website Down Detector says it received reports of more than 1.5 million service outages nationwide. In New York and here in D.C., officials said some people couldn't make calls to 911. Now, law enforcement sources tell ABC News that the outage was triggered by a server failure in New Jersey and is not believed to be the result of a cyber attack. Verizon did not confirm the cause in a statement, but it did apologize to customers and now says in a new statement to help provide some relief to those affected, we are giving customers a $20 account credit that can easily be redeemed by logging into the My Verizon app to accept. Now, Verizon has 146 million U.S. customers. It says it will reach out directly to people to issue those credits and make sure you get them. Robin.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Now to breaking news overnight, the successful splash landing of the SpaceX crew evacuated from the International Space Station because of a medical concern. Sam is here with more on that. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, guys. Good morning, America. All right, look, the space program started the U.S. space program in 1958. I don't remember a medical evacuation ever from space happening before.
This morning, the first ever medical evacuation from the International Space Station.
Splashdown of Crew 11.
4 astronauts splashing down back on Earth after one of them suffered a medical issue in space. On board that capsule, NASA astronauts Zina Kardaman and Mike Fink, Japan's Kimya Yui, and Russia's Oleg Platonov. Crew 11 climbing on board the SpaceX Dragon Endeavour spacecraft and undocking from the International Space Station Wednesday.
Endeavour begins its journey home.
Inside the capsule, the astronauts preparing to return home after 165 days on the space station.
Restraints tightened and buzzers down.
Hours after undocking, the crew re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Then 2 rounds of parachutes deploying to further slow the capsule's descent.
Standing by for splashdown.
And finally, splashdown off the coast of San Diego at 3:41 a.m. Eastern.
So good to be home.
Recovery boats arriving at the capsule to welcome the astronauts home, lassoing the craft to lift it out of the water.
While this was the first time we had to return crew slightly ahead of schedule, NASA was ready.
NASA stressing this decision was precautionary and not because of an emergency. And also, the crew is safe and in good spirits, they tell us. NASA says it will share more information as soon as it's proper.
Hope that individual is going to be okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up, actor and director Timothy Busfield making his first court appearance on child sexual abuse charges as the former West Wing star faces new allegations. We have the details.
Also, the latest on Kiefer Sutherland's arrest. What happened in the Uber before he allegedly threatened and assaulted the driver?
And Rebecca Jarvis is here with the fast food wars. They're heating up, Rebecca.
Oh, boy. Yes, they are, Robin. Good morning. They fight, and you get cheaper bites. This is the good news. One of them offering a meal this morning for just $4. I'm going to tell you who and how to save at the drive-thru. Coming up, Robin.
All right, Rebecca.
Ginger's like, brr, she's right. It's cold out there, but it's warm in the studio, and hopefully it's warmer you at home and you're on your couch. We'll be right back.
Get it, Fonzie. Yeah. Back here on GMA, Pitbull loves a party. And this is 305. Also loves his home state of Florida, where they're live this morning for 50 states in 50 weeks, checking out everything the Sunshine State has to offer, including a unique hospital for turtles, including Will Reeves' wedding this weekend. And that's why he's not here with us this morning.
And we're going to get to the headlines right now. New at 7:30, the State Department has halted the processing of immigrant visas for 75 countries starting next week. The department says it will reassess its vetting procedures during the pause. Also, another Pokemon heist. Take a look at the surveillance video obtained by WABC. Armed robbers wearing masks entered a Pokemon store in Manhattan, fled the scene with more than $100,000 worth of merchandise. No one was injured. No arrests have been made, according to the police. And ESPN is reporting the New York Giants are working to finalize the agreement to make John Harbaugh their next coach, barring any setback. The Super Bowl winner is set to take over the Big Blue. Harbaugh was fired from the Baltimore Ravens last week after coaching the team for 18 seasons. So what do you think, Michael?
Nothing like getting my football news from you. That's what I'm thinking, George. This is amazing. I think it'll be great. I think the discipline he brings, the history he brings, the respect and credibility, I think that's what the team's going to need. That they have a young nucleus, great players. Giants will be back on top.
Yeah, and you saw him yesterday.
Yeah, I ran to him yesterday. I went by the stadium and ran into him, had a nice little conversation, and I'm excited.
All right.
Good. I'm excited.
All
yeah.
right.
I don't want to, get too excited, but I'm excited.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that. Thank you both. And we're going to switch gears now to actor Timothy Busfield, making his first court appearance yesterday after turning himself in on charges of child sexual abuse. And this morning, he's facing new allegations. Trevor Ault has the latest for us. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. And Timothy Busfield says he will fight these charges and he'll be exonerated. But prosecutors want him locked up through his trial. They say the same day he turned himself in this week, another parent came forward with child sex abuse allegations from decades ago.
This morning, actor-director Timothy Busfield is being kept in custody without bail, charged with child sex abuse, and prosecutors say they've received new allegations. The 68-year-old making his first court appearance Wednesday.
Was there anything further from counsel for defense or the state at this time?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
The hearing lasted only about a minute, and he did not address the court. He's facing 3 felonies, the charges stemming from alleged sexual abuse of a child he directed on the set of the TV series The Cleaning Lady.
You okay, my love? You're being silly?
Prosecutors argue Busfield should remain behind bars through his trial, claiming he poses a serious danger to children with a sustained pattern of predatory conduct. They say this week another parent contacted law enforcement alleging several years ago Busfield assaulted his 16-year-old daughter during an audition at his B Street Theater Company in Sacramento. ABC News spoke briefly with the alleged victim, who is now in her 40s. The father claims Busfield kissed her and put his hands down her pants and later begged the family to not report to law enforcement if he received therapy. Before turning himself in Tuesday, Busfield adamantly denied the criminal accusations in a video obtained by TMZ.
I'm going to confront these lies. They're horrible. They're all lies. And I did not do anything to those little boys.
It took 4 days from when the charges were filed for Busfield to surrender to authorities. This video, obtained by Daily Mail Plus, shows law enforcement raiding his New York home Tuesday, hours before he turned himself in.
I got the call Friday night. I had to get a lawyer. Saturday, I got in a car and drove 2,000 miles to Albuquerque.
The Emmy Award-winning actor is best known for his role on The West Wing.
Has there been any discussion of the 25th Amendment? No.
His wife, actress Melissa Gilbert, has now deleted her social media accounts, her publicist saying in a statement, Melissa stands with and supports her husband.
And Busfield's attorney insists the actor took an independent polygraph about the criminal charges and passed. He has not yet entered a plea. He's due back in court later this month. Guys.
Okay, Trevor, thanks. Return now to the arrest of Kiefer Sutherland. New details on what happened inside the vehicle where he's accused of assaulting a rideshare driver. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky here with the story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, George. So far, the police have said Kiefer Sutherland made criminal threats toward a rideshare driver. Now there are reports of just how serious those alleged threats may have been.
This morning, new details about what led to actor Kiefer Sutherland's arrest.
I'm sorry for losing my temper, but I have lost my temper.
The designated survivor star was taken into custody early Monday in Hollywood after he allegedly threatened and assaulted an Uber driver. During the ride, TMZ reports Sutherland repeatedly asked the driver to pull over and let him out before threatening to kill him if he did not stop the car. The LAPD said the driver required no medical attention, but TMZ reports the driver claims Sutherland assaulted him with his hands. ABC News reached out to Sutherland's representatives but did not hear back. Investigators are now working to determine whether the driver understood Sutherland or whether there was some kind of language barrier.
I'm here. He's not. And I'm not going to make a move until I believe you're credible.
The actor, known for roles in 24.
Sometimes a little fella gets carried away.
Flatliners.
I can handle this situation, sir.
And A Few Good Men was arrested for making a criminal threat and released on $50,000 bail.
The district attorney's office told us Sutherland has not been formally charged. That may happen closer to his court appearance, which is scheduled for February.
We'll see what happens then. All right, Aaron. Our thanks to you as always. Now, with the fast food wars heating up to compete for your lunch and your dollar, Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with the details and how to save.
Yeah, we always are looking out for ways people can save. Good morning, Robin. Nice to see you guys. We told you yesterday about those prices going up on groceries. Now people are not just looking for good deals in the aisles. They are looking for good deals on food in general. And the new savings popping up at some of the most popular fast food chains in the country are promising to do just that.
Burger King just came out with a 2 for $5 menu. We're going to try everything on it.
This morning, fast food restaurants pulling out all the stops to win your business.
Dunkin' just upgraded their $6 meal deal to a $5 meal deal.
Wendy's launching a new Biggie Deals menu with meal pairings at price points starting as low as $4.
So now you can decide how biggie you want to go, which is kind of beautiful.
The menu lets customers customize meals. The least expensive choice, called Biggie Bites, lets you pick 2 items from a variety of options for just $4. Meantime, Taco Bell also announcing a new Luxe Value menu coming next week with 10 items priced at $3 or less. Savings also found on McDonald's Extra Value meals.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu.
Right now, a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg meal and an $8 2 snack wraps meal offered for a limited time.
We're seeing them respond to a consumer that has continued to be under pressure. And then January has historically been a period of intense value push just because of where consumers are and thinking about their budgets.
With the cost of dining out now 4.1% more expensive than it was a year ago, fast food restaurants are hoping to lure customers in with a deal which experts say just leads to, well, more deals.
Everybody kind of competes with everybody, so there's always a battle for share of stomach. When the industry leader does something, typically you do see other restaurants have to pivot in the same direction.
So all these fast food companies were hiking prices collectively as inflation was hitting their businesses. Now they're collectively lowering their prices after alienating some of those customers who were pulling back on spending. People either stopped going or they started going to casual restaurants, making food at home because they thought fast food had lost its value. So the experts we talked to said these prices you're seeing now, they're in part in reaction to that. So, your feet, voting with your feet, your dollars actually does have an impact.
Yeah, because it really was getting outrageous.
You would look at the bill and think, how can this be?
So how are some other ways people can save?
Okay, so Robin, there's a lot of things you can do. First of all, you can score more deals by downloading that restaurant app, joining the rewards programs. Those can add up to free menu items. These apps also have exclusive deals and offers. Most have a social media presence as well, so you can find a daily deal there. In fact, Krispy Kreme just yesterday, this Verizon outage, in response to the Verizon outage, they put out a thing, free donuts today, because of all the things you faced on Verizon. It was yesterday. But if you look,
you're talking to Sam and I look at each other and we're going, no, we try not to eat fast food at all. And then you said Krispy Kreme. And they're free today.
And they were yesterday. Sorry. But this is why you have to follow on social media your favorite spots, because they're putting out information real time. And one other thing, order off the breakfast menu. Breakfast menu tends to be 30 to 40% cheaper. Not every business is serving breakfast all day long. However, if you make friends with that franchise owner and you go there regularly, you could be the breakfast sandwich at 2 o'clock guy.
That's right. Because sometimes you got to run before,
That's right, before they stop.
Stops, you're looking at your watch going,
you make friends with the right employee, you get that hookup.
That's right. Give them a big smile.
Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. Now with our play of the day in a sky-high proposal. Sam, you got it.
Yeah, all right, let's go. So remember how we told you guys about the Michigan gentleman who dropped the engagement ring for his girlfriend while on a sky bridge? That was last week. It was found on the ski slope below, and everyone lives happily ever after. Well, that was 120 feet up. Let's take this scary bridge proposal thing even further. Some guys will go to incredible heights to get the job done. Take a look at this couple walking across a rope bridge 1,000 feet in the air in Vietnam. They say love is in the air, but that's a lot of air between you and the ground. He has plans in mind, and he gets on one knee. No. She keeps walking, then turns around. Will you marry me? He screams into the air. If marriage, she says yes. If marriage is a tightrope
God.
walk, this is a pretty good start to their life together. But a drop from that 1,000-foot high rope bridge would have not been so lucky and would have been harder to find the ring. I don't know.
I
can't even look at that.
Me either.
But what I love is that she trusts him. I love that.
Yeah. And she actually went back and got the ring. She's like, okay, I'm in.
I'm like, I'll give you the answer when we get on.
Keep going.
Not now.
That's it. Thank you, Sam. Coming up, Victor Oquendo is in Florida for 50 states in 50 weeks. How's it going there, Victor?
And we are counting down to a very special sea turtle release. This is a unique ambulance here specifically for sea turtles. The Turtle Hospital in the Florida Keys and Marathon drove up with these 4 turtles that have been rescued and rehabilitated. Their names, bongo, recorder, piano, and tuba, all named after musical instruments, and they'll be released coming up.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Chaos on the streets overnight. Clashes in Minneapolis after another shooting by an ICE agent. This morning, what Homeland Security is saying is the mayor calls for calm.
For anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful.
Plus, new videos raising questions about the tactics of federal immigration agents.
Can you put the guns down? There's kids in this house.
With mortgage rates on the rise and houses in short supply, some friends are teaming up to co-buy homes together.
It just makes perfect sense, and it actually makes what's unattainable attainable.
We break down the benefits and the risks. Would you do it?
And if we could turn back time for this throwback right here.
And I can turn back time.
From Just Jack to Solo Sean, Emmy and Tony winner Sean Hayes is here talking about his new one-man show, as he says,
Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
and Sean really meant that. We look forward to catching up with him, but you already did, kinda.
I did. I crashed him when he was doing all those Good Morning Americas a few minutes ago. He always brings so much to the show. He crashed the control room.
Oh, God, hurry up.
Oh, that, I don't want to get shot.
Look at you. I've never seen you.
He was making fun of me for wearing makeup.
Oh, what a good guy. Oh, what a good guy.
And also, Victor Oquendo is in Florida with some sea turtles who are about to be released back into the ocean. We're going to show you that coming up. Plus, we are 7 days away from finding out the nominees for this year's Oscars. And this morning, we've got an exclusive straight from the Academy that we cannot wait to share with you.
Looking forward to that. Also, we're tracking the latest from London on Prince Harry. He's back in court. First, look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the tensions rising again in Minneapolis overnight. Another shooting by an ICE agent. I want to go back to Faith Abube on the scene. Good morning, Faith.
Good morning to you, George. Angry crowds spilled onto the streets of North Minneapolis last night. Shortly after that shooting, the situation devolving into chaos. People throwing rocks and fireworks, and they were screaming at ICE agents, telling them, "We hate you, go home." This morning, President Trump threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act, which would allow him to deploy U.S. military forces into Minnesota. Moments before the demonstrations, the Department of Homeland Security says a federal officer shot a man in the leg during an immigration operation. They say the Venezuelan man fled a traffic stop and then attacked the officer, who then fired to, quote, defend his life, hitting the man in the leg. According to DHS, 2 other people assaulted the officer with a snow shovel and broom. The injured man is in custody. He and the officer were taken to the hospital. Again, a very tense situation last night after the second shooting by a federal agent here in Minneapolis in just a matter of a week. Now, the mayor here in Minneapolis is saying the situation here on the ground with thousands of federal agents here is just simply unsustainable. He says his officers are working tirelessly, responding to the chaos instead of focusing on their daily 911 calls. Guys.
Yeah, we're all waiting for the de-escalation, Faith. We appreciate you bringing that to us. And we're going to turn now to Prince Harry, back in court battling the tabloids. He's expected to return to the UK next week for a lawsuit against the publishers of the Daily Mail. Maggie Rulli is in London with the latest. Good morning, Maggie.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, Prince Harry's court case against Associated Newspapers, that's the publisher behind the Daily Mail, is set to begin Monday, and ABC News understands that Prince Harry will be there on opening day. In a pretrial hearing today, lawyers for both sides stood before the judge discussing witness testimonies and other last-minute amendments to the case. Harry's bringing the case against Associated Newspapers along with 6 others, including Elton John and Liz Hurley. They're arguing that the newspapers hired private investigators who used unlawful means to gather information on them in the late 90s and early 2000s. Like things like hiring private investigators to secretly place listening devices inside cars and homes and paying officials for inside information. Now, Associated Newspapers has always denied any wrongdoing, calling the allegations preposterous smears. Now, this is the last of Harry's major court cases against the tabloids. In 2023, he testified and won against the Mirror Group. And last January, he settled against the publishers of The Sun, who apologized and paid him damages. But guys, when Harry is back here in the UK for trial, we don't know yet whether he will actually see any of his family.
Yeah,
Robin?
people want to know that. All right, Maggie, our thanks to you. The road to the Oscars heating up. We're just a week away from learning the nominees for the 98th annual ceremony. And Sam, you have an exclusive thanks to our friends from the Academy.
Right, and it is really a GMA exclusive. Look, I think this is the award show that counts, and GMA can exclusively reveal the hosts for this year's nomination ceremony. They are Danielle Brooks and Louis Pullman. So Brooks knows a thing or two about Oscars because she's an Academy Award nominee herself and a Tony nominee for her roles in The Color Purple on the big screen and on Broadway. Pullman became a star thanks to his roles in box office blockbusters. You saw him in Top Gun Maverick and the Marvel's anti-hero movie Thunderbolts. He's an Emmy nominee thanks to his roles in Lessons in Chemistry. Oh my gosh, so good. And currently stars in The Testament of Anne Lee alongside Amanda Seyfried, also amazing. The competition is fierce for the biggest nominations of the year this year, with 317 films eligible for the Academy Awards.
Wow.
Now, the Academy's voting period closes tomorrow, so we're getting very close. And the nominees will be announced next Thursday. Where can you find what the nominees are first? Right here on GMA, because we do them live. And the 98th Annual Academy Awards is March 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ABC, Robin.
On ABC.
Right here. And of course, we'll bring you all the action on the red carpet backstage.
No doubt. All right, Sam. You're excited now.
I know, because we're rolling up on it. And really, and truly, I feel like the rest of them are a lead up to the Oscars.
Yeah, I agree.
Mere appetizer.
Okay. For your mouth to God's ears. I know all the nominees are hoping they're picked. All right, coming up, our GMA morning menu, why some friends are teaming up to buy homes together. I'm going to tell you about the risks and how to know if it's the right choice for you.
You want to go in on a house?
You, of course. With you, no doubt.
Also, Ed Victor Kinder is getting a little turtle time in Florida for a 50 States in 50 Week series.
Plus, Tori Johnson whipping up some deals and steals for your kitchen and home.
Oh, and Chef Jamie Oliver is here. He's been here all week. This is day 3 of his GMA residency. He's cooking every meal for us. I've never eaten better.
So what? We buy a house together. We can get Jamie.
We can get Jamie. Jamie, will you come in and cook for us if we get a house together? It's all right here on GMA.
Beautiful stuff.
We're back now with our GMA cover story. With mortgage rates back above 6%, some people find a new path to home ownership by teaming up with their friends to co-buy houses together. Elizabeth Schulze is back with the details. And good morning, Elizabeth. I'm sure a lot of people want to hear about this.
Yeah, so Michael, the mortgage giant Freddie Mac says the U.S. has a housing shortage of 3.7 million homes. Supply of affordable homes not keep up with demand. So now some friend groups turning to this unconventional solution so that they can afford to buy a house.
If you know me and my roommate, you probably know that we are buying a house together.
We bought a house. Homeowner.
This morning, it's the latest hack for younger Americans trying to get a foothold in an unaffordable housing market.
My dad definitely was raising his eyebrow, like, is that a good idea?
Best friends like Jacqueline Cusimano and Cameron Moody in Florida choosing to buy a house together instead of continuing to rent as roommates.
What kind of reaction do you get from friends or other people, especially younger people, when you tell them you bought a house together?
people are like, what the heck? Like, that's crazy. And then other people are like, are you sure?
This fall, the 24-year-olds closed on a 4-bedroom, 1,700 square foot home about an hour outside of Palm Beach.
I was looking at apartments that were just 1 bedroom, and they're as expensive as our mortgage.
Jacqueline, who's a realtor, and Cameron, who also worked in real estate, used their savings and bonuses from their jobs for the down payment and closing costs.
We split everything half.
The National Association of Realtors says the typical age of first-time home buyers in the U.S. is now 40 years old, the highest on record.
Gen Z is looking younger. They are super ambitious and super focused, and they understand that things are unaffordable.
Co-buying a home with friends is a trend real estate agent Trisha Lee from the series Owning Manhattan says is becoming more common as young Americans look for ways to overcome high prices.
Until you figure it out, the equity builds, and it actually makes what's unattainable attainable.
She says this generation doesn't want to wait to get married to get the benefits of owning a property and generating wealth, an idea that hit home with Jacqueline and Cameron.
It just felt very rewarding to be able to be like a single woman and just being able to own something for yourself and to do it with my best friend.
So we asked Jacqueline and Cameron what their plan is if one of them wants to move out. They said that they did have that conversation before closing on the house. They decided they could just rent out the property for additional income that they would then split evenly, Michael.
All right, Elizabeth, we hear about that and it seems great, but there have to be risks. What are the risks about a house together?
This is a serious financial commitment, and realtor Trisha Lee told us a verbal agreement between people co-buying a house really is not enough. She says it's important to have a written legal document before you make the purchase outlining who's going to live in the property, how equity will be divided, what happens if someone needs to move out because of a new job or a new relationship. And she says it's critical to have that conversation about how long you plan to live together before you even start looking at homes, to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So something to think about, Michael, if you and Sam are really going to go in on that.
I tried to go in with Keisha, too, and Keisha looked at me. She said, you buy the house, Michael, I'll just move in. It worked that way.
That's for Keisha. That's for Keisha.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We're going to turn now to 50 states in 50 weeks. We're visiting every state as we count down to the country's 250th birthday up to number 27. That's Florida. Victor Kendo's in News. Morning, Victor.
Good morning, George. From Canaveral National Seashore, we have something special for you this morning. These 4 sea turtles, bongo, piano, recorder, and tuba, all named after musical instruments. They were rescued and rehabilitated by the Turtle Hospital in the Florida Keys in Marathon. And in just minutes, they are going to be released. But before we do that, we want to tell you more about this amazing facility.
Molly coming through.
It's a heartwarming reunion with the sea. A critical second chance made possible by the team at Marathon, Florida's Turtle Hospital.
The world-renowned Turtle Hospital was the first licensed veterinary turtle hospital in the world.
Currently, 5 species of sea turtles found in U.S. waters are protected on the endangered species list, meaning every turtle life saved here has a direct impact on overall species survival.
Do you think Thunder's liking this right now or not so much?
I think it's probably tickling his belly.
He's tickling a little bit. What does the Turtle Hospital specialize in?
Our mission is to rescue, rehabilitate, and return threatened and endangered sea turtles to the wild. Sea turtles are what we call a keystone species. What happens to them is eventually going to happen to all of life. So sea turtles are very important to keep an eye on. This is an emergency room.
Can we take a look?
You can take a look. And if you were a sick sea turtle, this is where you would come into the hospital.
What does the process usually look like when a sick sea turtle arrives?
So they come in and we want to make sure they're stable. That's the first thing. Make sure they're breathing, just like in a human hospital. Then we're going to weigh them. We're going to collect their blood right away and start running blood chemistry. We're going to get photographs and measurements. We have a turtle coming in now.
This is didgeridoo, a Kemp's Ridley turtle, the world's most endangered. It's one of several arriving from New England being treated for cold stun, a condition similar to hypothermia. After x-rays,
and we're also looking at the joints and make sure she's not developing any kind of bone infection.
It undergoes a tissue regenerative class 4 laser treatment and wound care.
Bye, didgeridoo. Feel better.
Betty's hope is that what starts here extends far beyond these walls. By educating the surrounding community,
welcome in, guys.
They become a first line of defense.
What we do is educate people that are coming to the Keys to visit. They're the same people boating and fishing and going out on our water. Since we've increased educational programs, 6 out of 10 of our rescue calls come from people that have been through the center.
Over the last 40 years, the Turtle Hospital has been responsible for more than 3,000 successful releases and counting.
And we've made our way into the water here in New Smyrna Beach, joined by Betty and Corey from the Turtle Hospital. Got 2 of the turtles here. You guys ready?
We're ready. You guys ready?
Let's do this. Let's get a countdown going.
All right.
Make our way into a little bit deeper water. Ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Oh my goodness.
Tuba.
That's tuba?
Tuba.
And the other one is?
Recorder.
Recorder. There they go. Current got them a little bit.
They're good, they're good.
Betty, while we grab the other 2, if you could tell us all the amazing work that you guys do at the animal hospital, at the Turtle Hospital. What's this moment like for you guys?
This is the high. This is why we do, and this is the future for the species right here going out.
This is incredible. Let's go ahead and get these guys going. One more countdown. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. And there they go. Guys, just to be clear, the water's cold here today, but they're totally fine in this, right?
They're totally fine. So the Gulf Stream comes close to shore here, and the Gulf Stream is warm. So that is why we're here at New Smyrna Beach. And this is the furthest south that this species of sea turtle in this life stage is found.
Incredible.
So they're going to be great. So
Betty, thank you so much. Loved it. Send it back to you guys in New York.
Oh, we love seeing that.
That was great. That was cool. Chef Jamie Oliver is here, day 3 of his GMA residency. Amen, brother. He's showing us delicious, nutritious recipes, all from his great new cookbook, Eat Yourself Healthy. This morning, he's making Mediterranean dishes. Everyone at the tasting table is already ready to dig in. That would be me. That would be me. As I was
You're going to get your moment. Don't worry.
The Mediterranean diet always ranks #1.
Yeah, time and time again.
Years.
Yeah, time and time again. It's because it's relying on beans and veggies and olive oil and oily fish. And of course they have their meat proteins as well, but they get balance. And that's what we want to have for America. That's what this book is all about. The book's sharpened the top 10. Thank you very much, America.
Absolutely.
So first recipe here. You ready to get going?
Yeah, let's go.
So a little hack. If you want to do something a bit different in the week, you can buy fresh lasagna sheets from the supermarket. And all you do is just slice them like this.
Very easy.
And they will cook in about 2 minutes. So in a pan, I'm going to take a little garlic.
Right.
And if you can put some olive oil in a pan for me. So we're going Mediterranean today. A little garlic, a little chili.
There we go.
You can make it as spicy as you want. We're going to make a nice simple tomato sauce, but with a twist. The twist is some beautiful chickpeas. The Italians,
for that nutrition.
They love chickpeas. So we'll get that sizzling like that. And as soon as that starts to fry, we can go in with our lovely little chickpeas like this. Chickpeas are fantastic. A beautiful source of protein.
Absolutely.
We've got the beautiful tomatoes here as well.
Oh, wow.
And then here's the hack. This is not Italian, by the way. The nonas will kill me. If you want a nice one-pan dish that happens in no time at all, we take some boiling water, some fresh pasta, and we make the pasta cook in the pan and suck up all those juices.
Like that? Not boiling it separately?
Honestly, this is an illegal dish, right? But I'm giving it to you. It's a hack. But in about 2 minutes, I'm going to show you. This will all cook into the pasta, and you'll get a beautiful dish like this. Have a little look at this dish here. Finish with a little bit of rocket, a little bit of parmesan. Absolutely beautiful.
So that fresh pasta speeds things up like that.
What's nice is the pasta cooks in the sauce, right? So that'll keep ticking away. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So here we have a tray bake. So all of the effort goes into the tray, and then the oven does all the hard work.
The meatballs like that.
Absolutely.
Economical.
Really, really nice, good value. We've got the onions, the carrots, fennel, peppers, the tomatoes, the beans, and the mincemeat, of course. We've made those lovely meatballs. We put it in that sauce, baked it in the oven, and then we just finish it with some beautiful, this is fennel tops, and a little bit, this was inspired by a Greek island, right? So we're going for a little bit of feta here, but as you can see, lots of veggies.
You put some veggies in there.
Yeah, and can you tell the meatballs are really tender, right?
So good.
They have been so quiet over there.
I try my meatballs out all the time.
I've never seen you guys so quiet.
And can I say,
delicious.
You've been the best audience this week because I don't want the plates have been empty Thank you very much. Often in TV, this doesn't happen, right? So
this looks a little fancier over here.
Okay,
a little fancier.
Another nice sweet pepper and tomato sauce. We're using orzo pasta. It looks like rice. You can get this in the supermarkets. If not, get spaghetti and just break it up, right? So we have this beautiful sauce here, but I want to give you a fancy chefy tip. Good. You can do one and I'll do one, right? We're taking whitefish, right? The UK and America needs to eat more lovely fish, oily fish, salt, pepper. Now what I've done is I've taken a little courgette, or what do you call them here? Do you call it
cucumber?
No, not
zucchini.
A zucchini.
Yeah. Zucchini.
Just take a speed peeler, right? Okay. And it's not chefy at all. We're just going to slice it like this, and then you get these even, thin slices.
Oh,
now,
so that's what this is here.
Then what we can do is use this beautiful veggie to wrap the fish. Right, and it's going to protect it, and what it's going to do is
easy.
It's going to give it flavour, but also you just plop it into this sauce, pop a little lid over the top, and it cooks the fish in the most delicate way. The lovely orzo and sauce flavours the fish, and the fish flavours it. But as you can see, beautiful colours, beautiful things, and a little taste of the Mediterranean.
But I love how you can sneak in vegetables here and there, just little ways of putting that extra nutrition.
100%. I mean, we want to get more of the veggies in there. We want to celebrate them.
Right, yes.
And hopefully, guys, I mean, how do you feel about the flavours that you've got?
Oh, I'm loving it.
That looks so fancy.
You are quiet.
But yet,
I'm eating.
I love how they're all one pan too. Like you're really doing everything together. That's
so easy and so fast.
And it looks beautiful.
And it tastes
Can
great.
I, because this is what I did. I took the meatball and I put it in the lasagna noodle thing that you did. The two of them together are amazing. So now add another meal.
Yeah, there you go. You're combining. But I like that. I like that creativity. And look, what I want to do is just hold people's hand to get healthier. You know, if you want to start making changes in your 40s, you can put 10 years on your life. It's never too late. Even in your 60s, you can put 6 years on your life by changing your diet and making these little twists.
This man truly cares.
In your 50s?
Yeah.
I mean, 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
So you really care. You truly care.
Yeah, I really care. I care about the kids. I care about the oldies. You know, we've all got to have a beautiful life, but feel better, optimal, and it is food. You know, this is all beautiful chemistry that's going to help you be your very best. So thank you for having me. It's my last day today.
But you can get the recipes on GoodMorningAmerica.com and Jamie's beautiful new cookbook. It is called Eat Yourself Healthy. It's available right now. Already top 10?
Yeah, it's in the top 10. Thank you, America. Bless you.
Oh, but wait. He's going to be back on GMA 3. Soup and salad for lunch?
I'm not going that quick.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, no, we can't get rid of you. We love having you here.
Yes, we do.
Coming up, Sean Hayes is here talking about his new one-man play and much more. Maybe he'll a little bit of what we have here. Thank you, Jamie.
Can you come back Friday? Are you busy?
I'll be over.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
We're just going to turn the next 6 minutes over to our friend Sean Hayes.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, you would.
No, right. How are you today? Oh, go ahead, George.
Go ahead, take over. It is fine.
Get your blue cards. Get your blue cards that magically appear.
What they say
with random questions on them.
What they say on the blue cards is we're supposed to ask you about your return to the stage here in New York. Another one-man show, The Unknown. Tell us about it.
I will. Do you have a question? A follow-up question?
I do. I will have a follow-up question.
Good.
But let's get to this first.
All right. So I'm doing a one-man show. They now call them solo shows. Which is a very fancy way of saying one-man show. It's written by the amazing David Kale, directed by the incredible Lee Silverman. It's a thriller. I play a writer who has writer's block, and an actor starts to harass me that I didn't give the part to, and what begins is a whole a thrilling kind of tantalizing, seductive chase of cat and mouse, and that's kind of all you can say because if I say too much more, then we'll give it away.
Okay.
And the guy's dead the whole time. Oh shoot!
Oh
shoot! No.
Oh no!
That's the Sixth Sense.
So instead of just Jack, it's solo Sean.
It's solo Sean.
Is it a little nerve-wracking?
Yeah.
To be the only one on that stage?
Yeah. I mean, 40 pages of dialogue. I'm still memorizing it. And yesterday I sat in the corner in a chair just looking out in space after we rehearsed for a couple hours. And the director goes, "You thinking about how to get out of this?" And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's exactly where you should be." So it's part of the process of like this. It's so overwhelming because you don't have anybody to say
right line.
Yeah. So Michael, could you sit in the audience every night with a book, and if I just go line, right?
Yeah, we'll throw lines at each other.
Yeah.
But I'm curious though, when you're doing it, do you feel like you need to socialize when you're done?
No. God, I don't even want to be here. Yeah. This is too much. I'm thinking about my lines as I'm talking to you. What you want to do, because it's such a high, intense focus, concentration, that you kind of just want to decompress after and watch Good Morning America or Traitors.
You know what you can watch too? Rerun of Will and Grace, man.
Yes. The hottest show of 2026.
That premiered 28 years ago.
28 years ago.
28 years ago.
Oh
Do
my
you
God.
still stay in contact with your co-stars?
Yes, of course. I text with all of them at any given time. I was just talking to Eric the other day. I texted Megan last night. They're great. I mean, what an experience that was. And that it lives on for eternity.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Is kind of wild.
Different generations are
all
finding
new generations.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? I remember Joe Biden saying the show did more to educate America about the gay movement than anything in history. And I was sitting in my pajamas, just eating popcorn, watching like, oh wait, I was on that show. Wow. It was so.
But
I
he's
had such an
probably
out of
right
body
about
experience.
that.
What's that,
He's
George? You
probably
have
right
to
about-
speak up.
He's probably right.
I mean, by the way, you're everybody's leaning forward and you're leaning back, and nobody can hear you.
I forgot what I was going to say. I think I said he was right about that.
Yeah. He's right about that. Isn't that nice? Yeah.
And it is what we want to know about you guys, that particular team on television. We want to know that you stay in touch because you were such good friends.
Yes, of course.
Seemingly on the air. Now let's talk about Will Arnett and Jason Bateman. You do
and
something
we're out of
else.
time.
Right, now we're out of time. You do something else. You're not just memorizing 40 pages. You do Smart List, right? That's your thing.
Yeah, Jason Bateman and Will Arnett, two of my best friends in the whole world. I love them so much. They are really, truly brothers. To me, and we started in the pandemic as a way to connect and as an experiment, and we're like, let's just do a couple episodes, and here we are. It's just bananas, and the fact that it's a hit is as surprising to us as it is to you. So,
well, I mean, you say hit, and I don't want to stir up any controversy, but Amy Poehler did win the first Golden Globe for Best Podcast. Do you feel like that you need to, switch anything around, take notes?
I'm having such a good hang with you guys that I don't feel she needs any help. She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant.
You also starred in Will's new movie. Is This Thing On? You and your husband, Scotty. And it was so much fun to see you guys.
We hung out with you while we were doing the show. Yeah, you and Allie. That was like, Will and Bradley were like, do you want to just hang out for a month? And Scotty and I, my husband, were like, yeah. And it's just so funny. It was a blast hanging out with Bradley and seeing his process. And I'm so happy for Will and Laura Dern. And, Will's brilliant in the movie. If you haven't seen it, please see it. It's you'll blink if you're looking for us. Don't blink if you're looking for us. But he's brilliant. And the movie's incredible. Yeah.
Tell us about your games.
Wonderful. So I started a game. Yeah, there's a game called Quick, Quick, Quick that me and a bunch of friends started, and it came out over Christmas. It's a big hit, and it's a stupid in the best as a compliment, stupid fun party game where you you just ask questions, and whoever gets the most cards win. You can play it with your family or after the kids go to sleep, and you had a few of these. It's fun to play then.
Man, that interview went by too fast.
Ice-T's, yeah.
Your interview went by too fast. That was
did.
too quick.
It was. Oh, nice. Michael.
I got you.
When does the comedy start?
I know.
That was very good, very good. Any other blue questions or?
No, we went fresh out.
I have a million.
Okay, go.
But I think we're going to be out of time.
I'm exhausted.
The week in preview, The Unknown begins performances January 31st at Studio Sea View. Tickets are on sale right now. Thank you for coming.
Of course. I'll see you for dinner later, George.
Time now for deals and steals on kitchen and home essentials. Tori Joffa is here with savings to keep your place stocked up. Good morning, Tori. Let's go.
Starting with the outdoors, we're heading outside with Snow Joe. Okay. So you were saying in front of a garage. There you go. You can. This floor is designed to look like snow.
Okay.
Yeah. This is our snow.
It's not doing anything. What's going on?
The idea is that it's super easy to use. It's cordless. Blake was saying cordless means you could go help your neighbor. Comes with that rechargeable battery, so you don't have to worry about what. You want to help the neighbor?
I'll give it to them and let them do their own driveway. Just bring it back.
There you go. And for the privilege of using yours, they could do yours as well,
exactly.
right? And you know
That's
what?
Really cool.
Using it is actually, it's a lot of fun to use it, and so it kind of makes a chore a little bit easier. Blast through snow in minutes. It will shoot the snow far away from where you are so that you get a nice clear path, and it's lightweight, and you could pick that up easily. I mean, you could pick up anything, so it's probably not a good example for me to show, but it is lightweight, compact for storage, and it's 50% off. It's a good one.
like that deal.
Okay, I do like it.
That deal blows it away.
Okay, there you go. Do you ever wash your washing machine? Like, no one thinks about, it's kind of a rhetorical question, right? Because no one really ever thinks that often of cleaning your appliances. But when you do with Active, your appliances work better for you.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't think about that.
Yes. So this little tiny washing machine cleaner right here, it's going to help to remove the gunk and grime that builds up naturally. So we've got them for all of the appliances, like your coffee maker, your dishwasher. And if you want those things to perform better, this is a teeny investment to make those big ticket items work their best.
And last longer, I'm sure.
Exactly. Last longer, which is why the washing machine one has 147,000 reviews on these. Everything from Active slashed in half starts at $750.
All right, I need to do that.
Okay. How about making laundry less of a chore, turning laundry into a luxurious experience? Look at laundry sauce right here. So look at these pods. Smell good, feel good, look good. Smell that one. I believe, is this the
oh yeah.
Doesn't that smell really good?
Yes.
This is Australian sandalwood. So this is luxury meets science. So we're talking about all kinds of clean, powerful, effective laundry, but those are dryer sheets in there. But what you get from this is, think more luxury cologne than sort of your typical detergent scent.
Yeah.
So we've got the most exquisite scents here. They're all crafted by top perfumers. So Australian sandalwood, that one's my favorite. Egyptian rose. There's this French saffron in the front. Italian bergamot. There's a patchouli rose. I mean, the scents are spectacular.
A lot of choices.
A lot of choices. We also have their fabric conditioner, their Fabric Glow refresher. So build your whole routine with these, all slashed in half. Fabulous laundry starts at $12.50.
Smell good, look good, feel good.
You
That's
got
right.
it. Okay, Nori. Easiest way to ditch the big, bulky ironing board. This little thing can travel with you anywhere. So you can steam and press on the go with that. Super easy to use, lightweight, cuts ironing in half because you get to do it so quickly. Then we've got their chic hamper there as well. What I love is that it's on rollers to help laundry easier, plus a magnetic lid that's going to keep the odor contained inside. Everything from Nori slashed in half. There you go.
All right, keep that odor in there.
How about some fabulous food from Yo Mama's?
Yo Mama?
Yo Mama.
Yeah.
Okay, low in sodium, gluten-free, no sugar added. They make really delicious sauces, and the protein pasta I love because packed with protein and fiber. It's only got 2 ingredients. It's a rice flour and alubia beans. So tastes really good, healthy for you, and doesn't have any of the bad stuff. All good ingredients, all 3-pack slashed in half, starting at $10.50.
You know who makes that, Sam?
Who?
Yo Mama.
Yo Mama. And then wild grain. So you love fresh baked bread, but you don't like having to make it yourself. This all arrives frozen, so you bake from frozen. We've got all of their slow fermented loaves. They created a really fabulous package for us. It is 50% off and free shipping. Makes your home smell like a bakery.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty amazing. Ship it frozen, you cook it, and you got yourself set up.
You got
Corey, thank you. You know, always bring us these great deals with these great companies on these great products. You can get them at gmadeals.com, or you can scan that QR code that's on your screen. That'll take you right there.
Now to 50 states in 50 weeks, we are visiting the good state of Florida, the 27th state to join the union. Victor Oquendo is in New Smyrna Beach with a look at some of the things that make Florida unique. Hey there, Victor and your friends.
Hey, Robin. Despite being born and raised in Florida, I learned a ton about my home state for this story. For example, did you know that Everglades National Park is the only place on the planet where alligators and crocodiles coexist? That's just one fun fact, and we have a lot more for you, all in 90 seconds.
Greetings from the Sunshine State. Just ask Grammy Award-winning rapper T-Pain, whose name honors the state. The T, short for Florida's capital, Tallahassee. Just 200 miles east, Florida's also home to the nation's first European settlement, St. Augustine, founded by the Spanish in 1565. 280 years later, Florida became the 27th state to join the Union, as the only state to border the Gulf and the Atlantic. Florida has the longest coastline of the mainland U.S., spanning some 1,197 miles.
3, 2, 1.
Before the giant step,
we have a liftoff.
Man's journey to the moon launched from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. Speaking of defying gravity, stars like Ariana Grande, Trina, the late Sidney Poitier, and Pitbull all hail from Florida.
I'm going to Disney World.
Some 50 million tourists visit Orlando, Florida annually. And if you want it your way, the original Burger King location opened in Jacksonville. But if dessert is on your menu, the especially tart limes of the Florida Keys inspired the beloved key lime pie.
Strawman, my 6 string.
And Jimmy Buffett's old stomping ground, Key West, is the southernmost point in the mainland U.S.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
And we have some key lime pies from this guy, Kermit Carpenter, owner of Kermit's Key Lime Pie. Robin, I know how much Key West means to you. We've got some key lime pies sent up to you in the studio. I believe you've actually been to this guy's shop, right, Kermit?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Guys, hope you enjoyed the key lime pies. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate it. Send it back up to you guys.
Tell Kermit
Enjoy.
thank you. Tell him his they travel well.
Yeah, they do.
The pies travel well. He is a staple there in Key West. Thank you so very much.
And Michael Strahan say that the pies are great. They travel well.
Super.
You take care now.
We ship a lot.
Next week, on to state number 28. That will be Texas. And coming up, we are speaking with Erica Christensen from the hit ABC show Will Trent. Come on back to GMA.
Good morning.
Hello there. What's the pie?
I want pie. You want pie?
I think pie is on the way for you.
Oh, good.
We're back now with Erica Christensen. She plays Angie on the Smash Hit. It really is Will Trent that just keeps growing in popularity every season. This show is like a juggernaut. And I mean, it's got that it thing, I think.
It's got the thing. It's got something. I think maybe it's that there's so much heart and so much humor in it. It's not just a cop show. It's not just a detective show. And even though the cases are all super interesting, there's so much depth and breadth and life in it.
And just relationship between the character. Now, when you're reading something like this, I'm imagining you don't know what's going to be a hit or not. Or do you? Did you know?
I knew it was good. I didn't even want to do a TV show, and then I read the script and I was like, dude, it's so good. Yeah, it's really good. The characters have really distinct voices, and it's evolved a lot. I'm so pleased. The support has been incredible and just surprising. I don't know.
It's a show that I agree with you. I think it's evolved a lot. I love the shifts in the show, and I think you have to watch it every season. Matter of fact, let's show a clip right now.
It's just like olives and salty things. Huh. You know what, though? My egg allergy just disappeared.
Shut up.
Yeah.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I found something, and it's magnificent.
So, but the dialogue is ad lib, from what I understand, because you're a mom of two.
Yes.
And was this your craving? Was it
Yes.
real experience?
Yeah, I was like, well, let me tell you what really happened. I needed salty things. Like, for some reason, it was the chips and the olives and things that helped with the nausea for me. And so let me just try to sneak that in there right before the camera gets over to Ormwood bursting out. And then, it's those little things that makes me happy.
Anything you want to tell the women of America who have not yet been through childbirth about cravings?
Oh, eat what you need. Trust your body, truly. I mean, it's a thing. You could never know what you really need until your body is like waving the red flag. We need the chips. Yeah.
And I love how you did it. It just like, it was the mind thing. It's like, and suddenly my egg allergy disappeared. And it's just like all
Which is someone
random
else's
talk.
real true story that they grabbed that. They were like, oh, say this too, because that was real. It's like, oh, great. Who did that? That would have sucked to have an egg allergy. I'm so glad for them. But yeah, now I get to eat the fried rice in the scene.
Now, people who haven't seen the show can see why we love you so much. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your family. So I love the husband meet story. So he's a cyclist, right? And help me with the story here to tell it, because you had seen him on some kind of docuseries.
I had, yes.
You reach out to him, and then you're talking for weeks, but he doesn't even realize it's you?
No, he thinks it's Tim Johnson. So, yeah, I had DM'd him, and he'd given me his phone number, so I started texting him. He thought, there he is, he thought that I was our friend Tim Johnson, who lives in Massachusetts, who's a pro cyclist. I mean, my husband is a cyclist, but as much as I'm a cyclist. Like, well, that's how we met. Anyway, it took weeks of me just thinking he's dumb or just really not into me, but I was committed at this point to making a friendship out of it. And then finally, one day, I said, where are you? And he said, Los Feliz. And I said, what are you doing in my neighborhood? And he was like, this is not Tim Johnson.
I thought it was.
Wait a second. We got there. I said, I'm trying to trick you into asking me out to dinner. And so we got there.
But love happens. And you're a beautiful family, by the way. You can see new episodes of Will Trent Tuesdays right here on ABC, 8, 7 Central, and streaming the next day on Hulu. So you don't have to stay up. You can watch them on Hulu on Disney+. I love having you. I swear pie is on the way. I swear it is.
I believe it.
It's good, right?
I'm a coconut person, too.
Yes, we're sticking around for the fun.
Yes, I'm doing all of it.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.